Hey, good morning. My name is Max. I own Glacier NYC. We're a headshot photography business located in New York City. Today I'm going to be reviewing my December 2024 expenses and revenue, and then at the end I will add that up to show profit or loss for the month of December 2024. I'll be going line by line and writing it down here. So I'm going to show the name of each expense or each revenue line item, the amount, and the date. Today is Sunday, January 5th. So I wait usually a few days after the end of each month for all the credit card purchases to clear. Sometimes they're pending for a few days. So I usually wait a few days after the end of the month to tally everything up and put everything in a spreadsheet. So the first payment that I made this month was for Calendly. Calendly is my booking software that I use to book calls with clients and to book photo shoots with clients. And I spend $16.33 every month. That was on 12/2. Okay, so Calendly, $16.33 each month. There are other options like Acuity Schedule. There's TidyCal, I think. Everyone picks their own one that they like. I like this one, it works for me. So I've been using that. Now this month I started actually putting my transit due to work into my expenses. Previously I did not add that. So I live in New York City, so Metro. So I use the Metro. So the Metro right now is $2.90. That was on 12/3. Okay. So I know it's a small amount. I might not include it, especially because I usually max out my swipes every week anyway for my full-time job. If you don't know me, I work full-time in construction management. So on December 3rd, I also got a payment for retouched images. This was a client in November, but the payment did not clear until December 3rd. And the full payment was $339, but Stripe takes a cut. Stripe is my payment processing software, so the retouch images ended up in my bank account, became 334.66 on the 3rd. Okay. So I know some people would calculate the revenue as, or maybe you're supposed to calculate the revenue as like the total before the payment processing software takes the cut. But this right here, what I'm showing is the bottom line, like what goes in my bank account before taxes. So I'm taking that fee out of there because it never made it to my bank account. So on 12/6, I know some photographers in the city. Hold on, I can't write and talk at the same time. Oh my God, I cannot spell, guys, sorry. Photographer, assistant. So I know some photographers in the city who need assistance, and I'm lucky enough to be one of their go-to people. I make about $40 an hour as a photography assistant. So I assisted this photographer for 3 hours, totaling $120. This was for a corporate headshot shoot. I think it was for one of the banks downtown. And that was fun. So it was 3 hours, including including taking the gear back to their apartment after the shoot. I actually showed up at the shoot after it had already started. This was a big enough shoot where the photographer had 2 assistants. I was the second one. And so the first assistant had helped them get the stuff there, and then I had helped them take it back, and I helped at the shoot as well. So that was $120. I went to a client's show, and I also took 2 other clients to a show. So I'm going to call this client entertainment. And this cost $200 for the tickets. And honestly, I don't know if this is a valid, like tax deductible business expense, especially, well, I don't know. It was $200. It was four of us. We went to the show, and then some of the people I took with me are my clients, and then my client is also the musician who is performing. I don't know if I need to do some more research. If there's any tax people who know taxes, let me know if I can use this as an expense. But that was $200.60. Then a client from the first week of December purchased two retouched images. Which totaled $205.85 into my bank account on December 17th. Okay. Again, this is after the payment processing fees were removed, and also this client had a referral discount. I've made a separate video about referrals, which you can find that on my channel. So this particular client had $50 off. Now, this is the cool part. Due to this referral, the referee and the referral client both get discount. And actually, the person who referred this client, because they received a new discount, they actually purchased a retouched image as well. So I basically recouped I gave out money for the referral, and I just made it back immediately and made profit. So that other client purchased one retouched image with their referral discount, and it came out to be $47.12 after the payment processing fees were deducted. $47.12 on 12/20. I put two more Metro card fees here, so I'm just going to do that really quick. I believe this was on the way to a second photography assistant gig. So on the way there and on the way back, I probably should have expensed the on the way back from the other one as well, but I think I only did one. These were on, oh no, this must have been 2 days. It was on 12/23 and 12/24. Okay, so one on one day, one on the other day. It might have been, I honestly forget what it is. I have to look back at my calendar. Okay, and then a different client who had a photo shoot in November, or was it either November or December, ended up purchasing images right before Christmas. And I think I got him his images right before Christmas, but the payment did not hit my bank account. It takes a few days to process through the software, and then it takes a few days to process through my bank. It did not hit my account until the 26th. So this was more retouched images. Totaling, again, once it goes through the stripe, $201.73. He had a referral discount as well. He was referred by a previous client. $201.73 on 12/26, the day after Christmas, hit my bank account. That was a good amount. Then I used Pixie Set, Pixie, like the fairy, SET, Pixie Set, for my online galleries that I sent to my clients. That cost me $10.89 a month. That is an expense, and that was paid on the 27th. 27. That's Pixie Set. It's reliable. You can upload tons of photos. You can make the gallery look nice. You can let your clients select their favorites, and you can also let your clients' agents and coaches select their favorites, which is really important. That's part of the selling point of my service, is that it allows third-party stakeholders to have an input on the process. So here was my second photography assistant gig with the same photographer, but a different studio, a different setup. So photo assist. That was shorter, and that I made $75. No payment processing. The photographer just Zelled me the money on this, which was nice. That was $75 on 12/27. Okay, I had to buy a tape measure for my studio at a hardware store. I think I got ripped off. I should have bought it online. But either way, I spent $33 on a tape measure. It is like the best one, but $33, 74 cents for a tape measure is kind of a ripoff. So I better have this tape measure for a long time. So that was $33.74 on 12/28. I hope you guys can see this. I'm not looking at the camera what it looks like. Okay, I had another client from a shoot in November purchase one retouched image. They had a discount. Retouched image. And they had a big discount. Hopefully they're going to be helping me with marketing, so I gave them a big discount. Generally, well, I can talk about this later, but people who have big audience you want to give because they can give back a lot more than you can give them. Okay, so that was $34.72. That hit the bank account on 12/30. And then my final expense of the month was my Adobe subscription. It is a combined Lightroom and Photoshop subscription. It is $10.88 a month for Adobe Lightroom plus Photoshop. It's that package. And that was on 12/31. If you were doing the math already, you know what it adds up to, but I'm just going to write it here. My total expenses for the month of December. Expenses came out to be $281.14. This does include the concert tickets that I bought for $200, which is like an irregular purchase. Typically, I don't spend like something like that, so I think my usual, like my typical monthly costs are around $100, just to say an even number, which is very cheap. Partially because I shoot out of my studio, which I'll get to in a minute, my studio apartment. My revenue for December, if you were keeping track, totals $1,000 and $1,019.08 for a total profit of $737.94. December profit. Okay, so this is the total for December. This was my best month of 2024. Glad it was December. Hopefully we'll continue to grow in 2025. Just something to mention, I'm not including in this total here my utilities, and I'm not including my rent. So I live in my studio, and I use the studio for my photo shoot. And majority of the space, it is a small space, the majority of my space I do use for my studio. Therefore, it is a business expense, and a portion of it is a business expense, and a portion of my utilities are a business expense as well. I do plan on treating them as a business expense when I file my taxes. Like, I'll probably wait till end of January to file the taxes, but I plan to jump on that. So I can take a portion based on the square footage that I use. I haven't figured that out exactly yet, but that's on my list. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. I like to keep it straightforward and try to show whatever happens in the month. For those of you starting out, like, it took me like a year and a half to get to this, and I am like barely making any money still. So keep pushing. All right, see you later.